we going back to the Wild Wild West. You want to arm teachers instead of getting to the root of the problem. You can arm every teacher in America. That's not going to get it at the root of the problem, because if somebody is really determined to be a mass shooter, they ready to die.
That's right.
On that day, I'm ready to die because I know that the chances that I may die are very high, and I'm just going in to do this. Again, you can't solve the gun problem with more guns. We got more guns than any other nation per person in this country. So it is, I mean, and parents are already armed. I know a lot of armed parents, but that is not necessarily the solution. The solution is getting at the root of the problem is mental health. And I'm not talking about diagnosed people, but we have a mental health problem in this country, an addiction to guns. That's number one. Number two, we need other types of services that wrap around a community to try to prevent this from happening. The goal is prevention. The goal is not to have people to act when it's happening. That's it. The goal is prevention, not to have people armed to the teeth shooting up everything after it happened. We don't want things like this to happen, America. Can I get an amen on that? Can I get a hello somebody on that? Are you just as fed up as you saw Representative Bowman comport himself that day? Because that was the right reaction to have. Stop being cool, calm, and collected in situations where we should not be cool, calm, and collected. We should be absolutely outraged. And it's not just about mass shootings that happen in schools. That's one part of it. But in some communities, there's mass shootings on a regular basis. So we have a lot of work to do as a nation to deal with this problem. And make no mistake about it, it is a problem. And that's why I said it's not the sole solution. You know, I'm not gonna tell parents who are responsible gun owners not to have a weapon. They can have a weapon. But again, you can't outgun the guns. You're gonna shoot up everybody dead. That's really what this comes down to, unless we as a country change course here. And when I said that people who want to do that are going to do it anyway, I know some of the people on the right say that too. I'm not saying it in the same way that they're saying. What I am saying is that we must always be ready to deal with matters of this import, but that does not mean that the solution, like that representative that got up in Representative Bowman's face, the solution is not necessarily to arm every teacher. You think those bullets got names on them? So the teachers having a shootout and everybody having a shootout. That's not it. That is not it. The solution is it's a plethora of things. Protecting the schools, making sure, as I said in that interview on the Breakfast Club, that we have wraparound services in communities, making sure that people are gainfully employed, making sure that we have Medicare for all, so that in cases where people do have mental health challenges, and let me lay this out here, because everybody want to make it like people who have diagnosed mental health, I want to be clear about this, they randomly just going out shooting, and that is not the case. Now, that's not to say that some of these people who are doing it they might not be diagnosed, but I'm also tired of the mental health, people with mental health challenges always being labeled in that way. It's unfair to them. Now, when I said this country has a mental health problem, I meant that. Addiction to guns is a damn mental health problem. When we so addicted that we don't want to save our babies or save our communities, something is wrong. So are you with me, America? Show the requisite emotion. Take a page out of Representative Bowman's book and start pressing these leaders, whether they Republican or Democrat, to stop playing games with the lives of our children and the lives in our community and do something. Common sense gun reform is just one thing, but we need other social services that will help undergird people in this country. And it don't matter if you rock red or rock blue. This is about humanity.